Before me now, I have 4 letters. The first is letter by Ernest and Young, dated 5th December 2012, invitation to investigative hearing. The Chairman House of Representatives Committee on Public Petitions, National Assembly, Abuja, we acknowledge receipt of your letter dated November 29, wherein you invited us to the House, sitting in respect of the petition received from Dr. IFEANYI Uba on the Presidential Committee and her verification and reconciliation of fuel subsidy payments. We wish to inform you that our partners are out of the country the week commencing December 3rd, attending Ernst & Young's Africa Sub-Area Partners Conference in South Africa, and are not expected back into the country until next week. We apologize for our firm's inability to appear at the hearing scheduled for December 6th. Honorable members, I wish to urge that we accept this apology. And clerk, we will invite them to the next hearing. This is a letter dated December 3rd, 2012, addressed to the Honorable Chairman House Committee on Public Petitions, House of Representatives, National Assembly, Triumph Zone, Abuja. Invitation to investigative hearing on petition by Dr. IFEANYI Uba, MDCO, Capital Oil and Gas Industries Limited. We are solicitors to, okay, this one is written by Magna Consult. We are solicitors to Dr. COSMAS MADUKA and COSCARIS Motors Limited of Kilometer 32 Lekki Expressway, Awoyaya Lekki, Lagos. We shall hereinafter refer to them as our clients. Our clients' attention have been drawn to the public notice by your Honorable Committee on page 12I of this day newspaper of Friday, the 30th day of November 2012, inviting them, among others, to an investigative hearing on the above-mentioned petition. Now, before you, we wish to bring to your notice the fact that the subject of the petition by Dr. IFEANYI Uba are now the subject of many litigations now pending in several countries across the globe. More particularly, we state that Dr. IFEANYI Uba and his Capital Oil have instituted an action in the Federal High Court, Lagos, before the Honorable Justice Abang in suit number FSCLCS 1268/12, Capital Oil and Gas Limited against Access Bank PLC and COSCARIS Motors Limited. This is in addition to suit number 2012-1300, Access Bank PLC against Capital Oil and Gas Industries Limited and Dr. IFEANYI Uba, now pending at the High Court of Justice, Queensland Division, Commercial Court, Royal Court of Justice, United Kingdom, amongst other cases in Greece and South Africa. In tandem with the doctrine of least pendant, our client, regrettably, on our legal advice, is unable to make any representations on the matter that is sub judice, since doing so will be contemptuous of the various courts now says of the matter. However, our clients are willing and able to review their position as soon as the matters now in court are determined. Thanking you for your kind understanding, please kindly accept the assurances of our highest regards. The next is letter from the Office of the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Finance, addressed to Chairman, House Committee on Public Petitions, National Assembly Complex, Triumph Zone, Abuja. Invitation to investigative hearing. I am directed to refer to your letter number NAS 7HCT04H02, dated 29 November, in respect of the above subject matter, and deeply regret to inform you that the coordinating Minister of the Economy, Honorable Minister of Finance, will not be available to attend the meeting scheduled for Thursday, 6th December 2012. The Minister is presently attending a previously scheduled international meeting and therefore will be unavailable. She has also assured that all the inquiries in your letter will be adequately addressed upon her return next week. While I hope that you will graciously grant this request, please accept the assurances of the best regards of the Honorable Minister. Honorable colleagues, I wish to urge that we also accept the application of the Honorable Minister of Finance. The explanation she has given, for me, let us take it as being satisfactory, since she says she's out of the country and will start by next week. Honorable colleagues, our guests, the next is letter dated November 30, 2012. Addressed to the Chairman, Honorable Chairman, House Committee on Public Petitions, House of Representatives, National Assembly, Abuja. Read, petition by Ms. IFEANYI Uba and Capital Oil and Gas Industries Limited against Access Bank PLC and others. Our attention has been drawn to an advertisement in the This Day newspaper of today, inviting Access Bank PLC and others to a public hearing on the petition filed by Mr. IFEANYI Uba and Capital Oil and Gas Industries Limited. As you are aware, sir, Access Bank PLC holds the House of Representatives and its honorable members in high esteem, and as such, we have always honored all invitations by House, and we will continue to do so. However, we would like to inform the committee that the subject matter of the petition as contained in the said advertisement are sub judice, given that the matters are currently before the High Court of Justice, Queen's Bench Division, Commercial Court, London, in claim number 2012, folio 1300. Access Bank PLC against Capital Oil and Gas Industries Limited. The Federal High Court, Lagos, in number HDLCS 1268/12, Capital Oil and Gas Industries Limited against Access Bank PLC and Coscaris Motors Limited, and as well as ancillary court proceedings in South Africa, Greece, and Netherlands. Sir, it is a well-established principle of law that when a matter is before a court, parties are restrained from making any public comment on the issue until determination of the matter by the court, so as not to prejudice the ongoing trial. It is against the foregoing that we regret to inform the committee that we will be unable to make any presentation at the public hearing until the determination of all the cases in court. Please accept our assurance of highest esteem. Robert Imiwo, Corporate Counsel, and Fatai Oladipo, Legal Advisor. Honorable colleagues, I earlier read out the provisions of our rules. Order 121, which mandates this committee to consider the subject matter of all petitions referred to it and shall report from time to time to the House its recommendations on actions to be taken thereon, together with such other observations on the petitions. The issue of lease pendants or sub judice is well known to us, and it was contemplated in our rules. Honorable colleagues, when I got the letter from Access Bank, which you know, which content is pari material with the letter from Mark Kong. Sorry. We caused a letter to be written back to Access Bank because they wrote on time. Their response was quite prompt, and we told them what to do and what our practice is. Now, once a petition is pending before us, we must hear the petition. Now, the respondent, if the matter is sub judice, and that is the defense of the respondent, it is a defense. What we expect, like we wrote in the letter we sent to Access Bank, is that they will now send the documents, the court processes, those processes in court, as your response to us. the writ of summons, the statement of claims, and all that, so that we will be able to now apply the provisions of Order 57 of our rules. Reference shall not be made to any matter on which a judicial decision is pending in such a way as might, in the Speaker's opinion, and in this case, in the Chairman's opinion, prejudice the interest of the parties thereto. The Chairman will not be able to form the opinion whether the matter is, the subject matter is sub judice, unless he sees the processes. We are not the proceedings, but the processes as filed and exchanged by the parties. So, first, I want to commend the Access Bank for appearing in person, because it is mandatory. Some people make the error of sending the letter and say they are not coming because the matter is sub judice. We will proceed without them. Or where we need to compel, we will compel. But where we suffer, or where the parties suffer no detriment, particularly the petitioner, suffers no detriment by your absence, we proceed and rely on the case as presented. So in this case, my ruling on these two letters, okay. Yes. Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Honorable members. Like I said, we are here today as a mark of respect to the committee and members of this honorable committee. We were not formally invited to this. We didn't get any letter of invitation. We only read it in the news, and immediately I saw it, I caused the letter to be sent to you. More importantly, sir, we will have loved to make a presentation at this hearing because of the national and international dimension that this case has taken. This is a case that will show to Nigerians and international community that Nigeria is not a lawless country. It's a country that is governed by the rule of law. Mr. Chairman, there are certain information not provided to you. Not about 5 cases in all. Not only have we joined issues, even the petitioners obtained some relief in court, which I'm going to take you through. This action started in UK.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm going to take you through. I haven't received any letter from you telling us what to do. But while coming here, it's also important so that you have the full picture, sir. So because when we say sub judice, it's also important that there are cases in Nigeria where we have records there.
No. Understand what we are saying, eh? Sub judice is a defense, even before us.
Okay.
It's a defense. Okay. But what we are saying is that we are not going to rely on the letter telling us that the matter is sub judice. That you will give us those processes. We will read it. If you see the way we are talking, you will know that many of us here are lawyers.
I have the documents.
Beautiful. So that is your defense. When the time comes, that is your defense. Because that will constitute a bar. Do you understand?
Okay.
But as for us, by our rules, we have a duty to consider all petitions that are given to us. Now, and make observations on features. If there is a feature in the petition that will make us a court, we have done it severally, that will make us a house, let us refrain from going into this. This committee must conclude this work. And the House now will make that resolution and say, because this matter is sub judice, we cannot make this pronouncement. So, don't worry, let me finish. So, if honorable colleagues, no. Sorry, honorable colleagues. Honorable colleagues, the ruling I gave is that the parties who say as a defense that the matter is sub judice must submit to the committee copies of those processes in court. And then we will now, the committee will now go back, look at those processes and decide whether it constitutes a bar to our hearing the matter or to their continuing with their presentation. That is our ruling. As I earlier indicated, I want to apologize if actually you didn't get another letter of invitation, because you know the essence of the publication itself is invitation, and that's why we specified those we expected. We also took pen to respond to, okay, sorry, maybe because of the way our communications are run in this place. I mean, not in the National Assembly, but in Nigeria. We wrote to tell you that your observation is okay, it's acceptable, but that we will expect you to present that as your defense. In which case you annex those documents and all members will read it. Many of them here are lawyers. So if you have it here, fine. If you have it here, please, you may wish to lay it.
Which of the documents is in Nigeria? That's what we want.
I have here the writ of summons, which was the Federal High Court suit number FHC KCS 1268 Lagos. Capital Oil and Gas Limited, Mr. IFEANYI Uba versus Access Bank PLC and COSMAS Motors Limited. Sorry, that's the writ of summons. I also have the motion of notice. Motion of notice brought pursuant to Section 6 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The statement of claim.
Yes, it's there. Everything is here. I also have an injunction granted against Access Bank and Capital Oil as well, which I also have here. In addition to this, I also have the foreign cases.
No, okay. No, well, honorable colleagues. Honorable colleagues, you can go back to your seat. You go back to your seat. Honorable colleagues, any document anybody feels that can assist him in his case, we are under duty to receive it. It is when we are considering the document that we will decide whether it is relevant or not.
I also have here, sir, a claim form that was issued on the 12th of December, Access Bank against 4 Korean companies and Capital Oil and Mr. Patrick Uba. I have now. I also have here the worldwide freezing order, which was issued on the 9th of November, serving the assets of the petitioner. I also have a further order dated 16th of November, issued by the same court, reaffirming the worldwide freezing order and making disclosure order as well. I also have an anti-suit injunction, which was granted on the 27th of November. I will have them before me here. In addition, I also have the notice of preliminary objection to vary the order filed by the petition in UK, which was filed by last week on the 27th. I have before me the written witness statement of the petitioner, Mr. Patrick Uba, in support of this case in London as well. These are all the documents that we had before. The point. Yes, sir.
Well, honorable colleagues, I just drew your attention to. Please hold on, please. You may go back to your seat. You may go back to your seat. Just don't worry, just go back. Just go back. Please go back. Sorry, just go back. The point he has raised is that the issue is subsidy. We have not called him to make his presentation. When he comes to make his presentation, these are evidence that the issue is subsidy. These are the evidence that the issue is subsidy. So, having noted these two letters, I would yes, for the ruling. Yes. Honorable colleagues, please, I wish to stand down our proceedings for 10 minutes so that the committee will go and confer on this point and come back.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman, sorry. I was just going to the honorable members. I'm sorry I have to stand at this point.
They have made a false allegation before this standard.
If I have the microphone, Mr. Chairman, can I just add?
Sorry, we did not give you the microphone.
But since the microphone by divine intervention has not itself. Mr. Chairman, why I stood up was because the committee indicated that they will retire and make a ruling which may affect our own position also. So I wanted the honorable committee to please have in mind or put us in the picture when they are considering, because we didn't get any letter of invitation. We didn't also get a response to our own letter. Now, having seen and known the position of the committee, we are of the view that if the committee gives us time, we get a certified copy, because the only thing, these are the public documents, and the only thing that you can deal with here are certified copies.
Are there any other suits apart from this one that you are involved in?
There are pending suits.
These suits that are mentioned by...
We are also involved in it.
Any other suits?
No, there are no other suits apart from these that were involved.
So these documents represent exactly what you were going to present?
It represents that.
Well, yes, you can make your comment. No, make your comment.
Mr. Chairman, sir, honorable members, my name is Ilich. I'm solicitor to the Capital Oil. The truth of the matter is that our petition is predicated on Presidential Committee on Verification of Subsidy Claim, not a suit against Access Bank, which is predicated on a private contract. And let me say this, the suit in London is not binding on this committee.
No, don't get into that. See,
yes.
The issue before us now is what we consider their preliminary objection, that this matter is sub judice. And the only way we can establish it is by looking at the documents. And if that happens for us, as it affects them, not as it affects the investigation, it's a ban. Do you understand? Now he has raised that issue. We need to go back, put our heads together, and come and tell you our approach to the matter. Yes. And if you will allow me, I'll crave the indulgence of everybody. That we are not going into the merit of the matter. There's
exactly.
No point.
But just as a guide, the Presidential Committee is not a party in that suit. The reliefs being sought in those suits have nothing to do with the subsidy claims. That is why we said we must see the processes. It's not even you that will tell us. We look at the processes, look at the petition before us, and look at the parties, and know what rules to apply. So on that note, honorable colleagues, this committee...
Mr. Chairman, sir, Mr. Chairman, sir, please grant me audience. I mean, Mr. Chairman, honorable members of the House, May I state this, sir, with due respect? By dividing attention, just like the other man was dividing.
Honorable colleagues, this committee will recess for 5 minutes and we'll come back.
They did mention...
The law. So, may we meet you?
My name is Ilechukwu Emmanuel. I'm solicitor to Capital Oil and Gas Limited.
So what is this legal issue about a pending court case that would not allow this petition to hold?
That indication is so misleading and so concealed with some ill talks. The reality is that the suit before the Federal High Court in Lagos was a suit by Capital Oil against Access Bank. The petition we have here is against the activities of a government agent, which is the Presidential Committee on Verification of Fuel Subsidy. It has nothing to do with Access Bank, but the import where Access Bank appears to be involved is because they were the vehicle being used by the chairman, who happens to be the chairman of the Presidential Committee, who happens to be the MD of Access Bank, in an attempt to shield the public from knowing the main reason behind activities against Capital Oil and Gas. So in other words, there is no real suit between Capital Oil and the Presidential Committee on Oil Subsidy. So the indication that there was a suit is a false allegation.
There was also this talk about a case in London pending.
You see, we must understand that Nigeria is an independent nation. The highest court in this country is the Supreme Court. Every Nigerian is subject to the laws of the land. In the attempt to go outside our shore to shop for a forum to implicate a citizen is most misleading. Capital Oil is a Nigerian citizen, Costaris is a Nigerian citizen, Access Bank is a Nigerian company. Why go to London? It's a forum shopping. One of the indications in the loan given by Access Bank to Costaris was that the loan was given against the single obligor limit. The loan itself was fraudulently given. Costaris borrowed and benefited from a loan from the bank in which he was a director.
But that's not the issue that we're looking at. Let's keep within what we're looking at.
This is not the issue before the panel. That issue is for the court. The issue before for the public hearing by the House is the issue of the denial to pay Capital Oil its subsidy, legitimate claims on subsidy claims. They have now used the forum of the Presidential Committee to stall the payment, to withhold the payment. That is essentially the issue before this House Committee. It has nothing to do with the loan. It has nothing to do with any other thing relating to banking.
So what you're claiming now is that the petition can go on.
The petition is ripe for hearing.
There's no basis for stopping it.
Very ripe for hearing. Nothing to stop it.
Okay, well, we will
the suit
also...
in London is an affront to the judiciary in Nigeria. We have three independent...
Well, we are not lawyers. We're hearing from you. We would also like to hear... Yes, we also like to hear from the lawyer to Costaris Motors, and we're looking for him. We don't know where he is now. As soon as we get him, we'll be able to bring his own side of the story to you. But for now, the Committee on Public Petitions of the House of Representatives is taking a break to consider this legal issue over whether the committee is empowered to still sit because of an alleged case in court. Well, we will be bringing you more as events unfold in this place. I am Uju Ejeye. Here, may we meet you?
My name is Osita Mbamalo.
So, Mr. Mbamara, now this legal Mbamalo, oh well, forgive me. Now this issue has cropped up, and the House Committee on Public Petitions has taken a break for 10 minutes to sort it out. What is your own position? Why are you saying that this committee is not competent to continue with this proceeding?
You see, our position is this. Our position is that there is a contract between two individuals. Now, that contract is what is in court. If what the committee wants to discuss is that contract which IFEANYI UBA and his capital lawyer had gone to court for, then the law is very clear. The Court of Appeal has said time and time again, once a matter is before the court, it's sub judice. You cannot, nobody can comment or talk about it until the judgment is given. But I noticed that my learned friend on the other side decided to say that they are here for subsidy. If they were here on subsidy probe, because Charis is not a part of subsidy, it does not deal with subsidy, it didn't have anything to do with subsidy. So if they are here on subsidy, then it was wrong, ab initio, to have invited us. That's my position. But insofar as they want to go into the private contract between Charis, Access Bank, IFEANYI UBA, and Capital Oil, they are incompetent.
Aren't these related? Because you're talking of a banker to
they are not
Capital
related.
Oil.
Subsidy is about, the subsidy regime is about federal government. What you supplied, claim subsidy, and all whatnot. Ministry of Finance, Ensign Young, the customs, and all that. Regulatory agencies relating to the federal government. So if they have any issue with them, they said 20 billion owed to them on subsidy grounds. It doesn't concern us. But once they cross the boundary of contract between private entities, that's why we say, no, you can't go there. It's sub judice. The same with IFEANYI UBA and the capital lawyer have gone to court. Allow the court, give the court. I mean, you can't burn your candles at two ends. That's our position.
Okay, so your position now is as it concerns Access Bank.
Access Bank for Charis and capital lawyer and IFEANYI UBA lead the commercial transaction. The commercial transaction.
But then the committee can proceed with the subsidy issue.
If it's subsidy, yes. If federal government owes him subsidy, we are not part of federal government. We are a private entity. We run ourselves. We have never dealt with subsidy. We have nothing to do with it.
But the allegation of insider abuses is somehow tied to what is going on too.
No. There's nothing like that. Okay. How? Subsidy, insider abuse?
No.
I don't see how they are
the
related.
bank, we're talking of Access Bank now.
I don't represent Access. I'm sorry, I don't represent Access Bank. I represent Charis Motors and Dr. COSMAS MADUKA.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for talking to us on AIT. And so we will take a few more persons too who have also made submissions in this place.
Magaji, I'm the President Youth for Change Initiative.
So what's your own interest in what is going on today?
Yeah, our own interest is the fact that 3,000 Nigerian youths are actually there without job because there's a problem with Capital Oil, which has been closed for the past 3 weeks. And this is a company that has employed over 3,000 youths. And these youths are now on the streets. And you know, as an African person, you know that when one person is employed, there are over like 5 to 10 people who are benefiting under that person. And now the company is closed for the past 3 weeks. These people are on the street, and we are just appealing to government to please look at this issue so that it can be resolved, so that these people who are unemployed are gainfully employed again.
Well, that's part of what the House is doing now. So we pray that your prayers get well, I can't say granted, but looked into early enough to, of course, take care of the issue you have just raised. Thanks for talking to us on AIT.
Thank you very much.
We have another human rights activist here who has also made a submission. Please tell us your name, your organization.
My name is Barrister Chinedu Austin Wabufo. I'm the Executive Director of Civil Rights, Citizens' Rights Angle. I intend to contribute a lot to the discussion today, and that's why I came all the way from Lagos. The truth of the matter is that, first, the matter before this honorable panel is not per se dealing or with the issues that are being canvassed in court. It's purely on fuel subsidy scam and how it went up, came down, and affected the citizenry throughout Nigeria. But even when they want to stop the hearing from going on, it is wrong, in the sense that the so-called documents submitted here, if they are not certified by the court prior to bringing it here, the panel should disregard it by pure law. Then the second aspect of it is that being first this harm that is being discussed and it affected somebody's human rights. No human rights issue is before any court, and no criminal aspect of any action is before any court. Probably at this point in time, whatever, like the chairman said, whatever decision they take is subject to confirmation by the committee of the whole house. So what we are saying in effect is that nobody can tender any document that is not certified with the hope of using it to stop the panel from hearing Capital Oil and their group. Okay, and a lot of Nigerians are interested in what is happening in this matter, and we need to ask questions that will not bother at all in any form pari material with what is happening in the court. What is happening between them in the court is the commercial aspect of the transaction. But if there are criminal intents, or because it takes two things to make a crime, the actus reus and the mens rea, which is the act of doing it and the intention to do it. If there are criminal aspects of it, the House can equally look at it if it is interwoven with fundamental rights of capital or whomsoever. So like a human rights activist, I am not for anybody, but we insist that using papers that are not certified in Europe or in the United Kingdom, or matters that are in court that did not affect contentious issues before the court, there's no contempt. So you can't say because a matter is in court, dealing on a different matter, you won't hear the other aspects of it. Law has several branches, and the only branch that is affected in the court has to deal with the civil aspect of it. The criminal aspect of it has not been dealt with. The fundamental rights aspect of it has not been dealt with. And I think the petitioner has tried as much as he can to deal with the fundamental human rights aspect of it, and as well touch the quasi-criminal aspect of it, pending the resolution of the House, of the whole House, which will come out as a decision of the House. So tendering documents is intended, it's an indirect way of filing a preliminary objection coming through the wrong way. Are the documents they tendered, are they certified? If they are not certified, it is wrong to stop this hearing. And I pray that the House Committee on Public Complaints should go ahead and hear, so that Nigerians will hear what is happening. So many scarcity is being caused now. A lot of people have lost their employment. The multiplier effect on the society is beyond what you and I can calculate here now. Because assuming Capital Oil is paying 5,000 staff, and other people who had the job, you know, the jobs created by them supplying PMS and credit, controlling 35% of it throughout the federation. There are still other people who have gained jobs from it. So we are talking about 20 to 25,000 Nigerians losing their job. We can see fuel scarcity everywhere because they are not working. All right. So the earlier the House hears us and hear the fundamental rights aspect of it and possibly quasi-criminal aspect of it, join it together, abandon the civil aspect of it, Nigeria will move forward. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for talking to us on AIT. And like he has just pointed out, these are issues that the House Committee is taking. The House Committee is taking into consideration right now. The lawmakers are still meeting, and as soon as they take their decision, we will know whether this hearing would continue, or if it will not, or if it will be postponed till another day. But for now, our hands are crossed. We're waiting for them to weigh the pros and the cons of the arguments that have been presented. And then we will get back to you. Remember National Conscience Party, you remember Gani Faweimi. All right, may we meet you?
My name is Dr. Yunusu Tanko. I'm the National Chairman of the National Conscience Party, as well as the Head of Shadow Government of the National Conscience Party.
So what would be your interest in what is going on here, this petition?
Painfully, you will remember, in January 1st, this particular country will be bestowed upon an architectural class act to increase the prices of pump fuel that affect the masses of this country. And that did not go down with the Nigerian people. Most of them were in abject poverty, and yet the same situation is being orchestrated by strangulating a local company that controls 35%.
But are you not jumping into
conclusion?
Can we not take sides here? Just present the issues.
Let me say, I was invited, I visited that particular depot. I saw Nigerians in their numbers being out of office, being out of job. And up to now, you cannot tell me that the Nigerian people are not on the street queuing to get fuel. That is where we are concerned. That is the reason why we are concerned. The majority of these people are already on the street buying fuel at the cost of 200 naira per liter. That in a way is justifying the increase that was actually intended in the first place. and Nigerians are suffering for it, and we are concerned. We feel that this is an architectural design to put Nigerians in perpetual poverty and continue to meet them in suffering, and we will not take that.
I'm sure the government can defend its position.
Well, what we see is what we talk about. What we are seeing is that there's large queue on the streets of Nigerian people, and this is December when majority of Nigerians are supposed to be preparing to go home and enjoy Christmas and New Year. They have been deprived of that. Why?
I'm sure the House Committee will take this into consideration too. We have a youth leader here. May we meet you?
My name is Olayemi Sofis. I'm the president of Network of Nigerian Youth for Good Governance.
So why are you here?
Thank you so much. We are here particularly to present the interest of Nigerian youth and at large the interest of Nigerian masses. Obviously, we have been in the forefront agitating and yearning for a corrupt-free society, especially in our health sector, believing that if that is done, then we are close to heaven or close to destination. But unfortunately, some elements have hijacked the process for the
if you make allegations, you must substantiate.
Yes,
Please do not make unnecessary allegations. Can we just keep to the issue here?
It seems to us that some people have hijacked the process for the purpose of just victimizing an individual or killing a company that is feeding thousands of Nigerian youth and Nigerian masses.
What are your facts?
Yes, I'm coming.
Just say as it affects you, and let's move on, please.
Please. Obviously, the major challenge in this nation today is unemployment. And everybody, including you, is crying and yearning for more jobs in this nation. In fact, if you are from a family where you have somebody working and receiving salary, it means you are one of the luckiest 30% of Nigerians that will earn salary from somewhere. Obviously, Capital Oil and Gas Limited has provided jobs for directly not less than 15,000 Nigerian youths. And indirectly, meaning that, of course, if you are in a position, you have driver, you have cook and all that. And when you check the multiplier effect of this, we have not less than 100,000 people engaged directly or indirectly, receiving and feeding their family from the work they are doing for Capital Oil and Gas. And beyond that, even if you are doing fuel subsidy report or you want to create oil, it is believed that in every policy, in every project, in every program of the government, the people first. Any policy you bring up that did not in any way defend the interest of the people, then such policy is not for the people and it's not to be heard in any way. I'm coming, excuse me. You see, if
you look at this, you know that there's no 40 policy and there's no conclusive pronouncement or work yet.
There is. As at now, Capital Oil and Gas is closed. And as such,
but not permanently. Let's hope that all of these arguments will be dispensed with.
That is why we are here, calling the National Assembly to help us, to save our soul, to preserve our future, so that we don't increase the members of those people that are committing crime, so we don't increase the members of Boko Haram.
All right, we will be bringing more people, including the chairman of Capital Oil. We'll be talking to him at least to get his own position on what is happening here. We have a traditional ruler. Of course, he's introduced by his regalia, but we would like to know your name.
I am His Royal Majesty, Igwekala Leo Ugomade Fule, the one of Nwakume Empire all the way from Imo State. And not only that, the national president of Ndibo Zurume Group. I am here today in respect of this public hearing. Before I have to say anything, I have to commend the national leadership of this great 7th Assembly. I have to thank them, I have to praise them. In fact, I have to commend them once again for giving our illustrious son the hearing ear. He cried to them and they listened to him by giving this opportunity for Nigerians to be here and see things and hear things by themselves. I, my humble self, and my executive have traveled to Lagos. We saw how the factory was locked up, or German lock with key. And we went back to the east and took decision that we have to be here. I'm here today on behalf of the group to call on the president, His Excellency President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, GCFR, Commander-in-Chief. I'm calling on him to personally intervene on this case. As president, former president of the country, Musa Yar'Adua, intervened in the case of Ibeto Group. Ibeto's main company was closed in Port Harcourt, unjustifiable, just because of in-house politicking, just because he's an Igbo man, just because They want to humiliate him. I am coming. I am coming.
Don't think
Please.
You may not be quite correct there.
Okay, no. No. Ibeto company was closed unjustifiably. Okay? If it was closed justifiably, why did the president, the moment President Yar'Adua took over, he visited the case and the factory was reopened immediately? That was the first assignment the president did. I can quote that. The moment he came in, he revisited the case and the factory was reopened. So I am using this opportunity to call on the president of this country, President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, GCFR, to please, kindly, personally visit this case.
I'm sure he's listening and he will do what he believes is right.
I want him to visit it personally. Once again, I thank the leadership of this National Assembly. If there's any differences between COSMAS MADUKA and our young brother and our son, Dr. IFEANYI UBA, if there's any differences between COSMAS MADUKA and this, please, we Igbos have tradition. We have tradition. It is unfortunate that many times you see people saying that Igbos have they don't respect their elders. I laugh at them. There's no tribe in this country that respect their elders like the Igbos. We have tradition.
Thank you very much.
So thanks very much.
Your Highness. I'm sure the president is listening. Concerned Nigerians are listening. Those in authority are listening, and they will do what is right. Next, we'll be bringing up the chairman of Capital Oil. He is here himself, Chief IFEANYI UBA. Chief Uba, you came here for the hearing because of your petition. You're the petitioner, yes, sir. So what would you say concerning this legal issue that has just cropped up?
Well, I think somebody's trying to dodge the main discussion today. There's no need of... we are Nigerians. Nigerians need to know what is happening to me and to Nigerians and to my workforce. The subject matter they are arguing is not in court. I petitioned issues related to subsidy, which even this house has debated in the past. So my question is this: is there anywhere in court that subsidy, I have petitioned court subsidy panel, or they have also petitioned me? No. So why would they say that we can't hear it? I want to tell Nigerians what has happened. So let us go into the main arena and see what is the game. Because it's not good for people to continue to lie and continue to... I cannot fight this institution. And also, there is no way I can discuss subsidy without having my partners in business. So it's very important that Nigeria knows what is happening. I was not given even my fundamental human rights. When I asked that I should be released, I was detained for 10 days. And I have been left off the hook. So I need to know what I have done. I need to know.
You were not told anything?
No, up to now. Nothing up to now. And then my business is dying since December last year. We have checks that are in CBN that was not paid. All my transactions, all my family, and I was brought before a television on a still picture and I was called oil thief. And Nigerians need to know if I'm oil thief. I have employed Nigeria and I believe in this. Nobody has invested in this country like I. So I need to know. And I didn't do this investment under subsidy. Subsidy was introduced in 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009. I only started subsidy in 2010. And everything Capital Oil has built was built between 2006 and 2010. So I want to know why I should be ridiculed in this manner because I invested in my country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm sure the president is listening.
Of the of Capital Oil, the security threat.
Well, we will still go to that because that one is also a subject in court. I'm not here to discuss AMCON, but there's something I need to make. Where AMCON sealed is not only access to Capital Oil, it's access to many multi-companies. And all these companies are not trading. So I want Nigerians to know, not only that Capital Oil is sealed, but other subsidiary companies and other affiliated companies has also been sealed. Yes. So, and the order they have has no effect on the sealing of these facilities. It has no effect even on some of Capital Oil assets that was sealed. So we'll get to that, but Nigerians need to know that it's not only Capital Oil that was sealed, it was other companies like First Nigeria, Oil Force, and other facilities that are within the buffer area was sealed. You can't have order to seal a particular house and then you come and seal a street. So we are going to that. Thank you.
Well, you've just heard from the Chairman, Chief Executive of Capital Oil, Chief IFEANYI UBA, the man in the eye of the storm, the man whose petition is being considered today by the House Committee on Public Petitions. The lawmakers are yet to be back, but as events unfold, we'll bring them to you and we'll bring more interviews.
Has conferred in executive session following issues raised and developments, and we have resolved as follows. This matter is coming up for hearing for the first time today. Only this morning, the petitioner submitted his brief. Members did not have the opportunity of reading it in advance, as is our practice. 4 parties wrote. 2, requesting for adjournment on account of absence of the Honorable Minister, on account of absence. The 2 are the Coordinating Minister for the Economy and Ernst & Young firm, both of whom said they traveled overseas. The Access Bank and Coast Carriers have raised issue of subsidy on the claim that the matter has generated a plethora of litigations in Nigeria and foreign courts in the UK, South Africa, Greece, and Netherlands. Several other parties appeared but did not submit their briefs or position papers due to late receipt or, in some cases, non-receipt of invitation letters. However, the police, the Navy, the Customs, and other agencies have duly submitted their briefs and fully appeared for hearing. NIMASA and the Central Bank of Nigeria neither appeared nor did they submit any position paper. The committee assumes that they either did not receive the notice of hearing or they received it late. Against this background, the committee hereby rules as follows: that the parties, that is, Access Bank and Coast Carriers, or any other party who claims subjudice, should submit certified copies of the court processes to the Secretariat of this committee not later than the close of work on Tuesday, the 11th day of December 2012. That the parties who could not attend on account of their absence should submit their position papers also not later than Tuesday, 11th December 2012, and ensure that they attend at the next date. The clerk is directed to make available to all members and all parties copies of briefs and submissions of all the parties. The hearing, now our procedure in public petitions, we don't run a call. We operate most transparently by ensuring that all parties know the case they are coming to answer. When a normal situation, when the petitioner files his brief, the respondent is entitled to have that brief and make his own response. When the respondent files his brief, the petitioner is entitled to it, because what we are doing is verification of facts to enable us to give proper advice to the House. So we expect that not later than Tuesday, the 11th day of December 2012, all parties who have any submission to make in this matter should have done so to the Secretariat of the House. And on that note, this hearing is hereby adjourned to Thursday, the 13th day of December 2012. And that is the ruling of this committee.
You have heard the decision of the lawmakers that the petition by Chief IFEANYI UBA and Capital Oil against the Agimokwede-led Committee on Fuel Subsidy, Access Bank, and the chairman of COSMAS MADUKA has been adjourned till December the 13th, so as to allow all the parties familiarize themselves with the facts of the case on hand. And that is why we hold it on this live broadcast from Nigeria's House of Representatives, Committee on Public Petitions. I am Uju Ejeye. Do have a wonderful day and greetings from the crew here.